Jesus kept on doing what only Jesus can do. Met a woman at the well, a Samaritan woman who had some baggage, had some issues, came to the well at 12 noon when nobody else would be there. Didn't want nobody else talking about her. Didn't want anybody pointing fingers at her. So she came when nobody else was around. And the Bible says that Jesus met her at the well, started a conversation with her, and by the time he worked through her issues, the Bible says she dropped her water pots, went running to the city and told all the men, come see a man who told me everything that I had ever done. Surely this must be the Christ. And somebody in here today can testify you've had issue upon issue. You've had some baggage in your life, but since you came to Jesus, he began to unload some of your baggage. He began to resolve some of your issues. He cleaned up some of your bad record. And on this day today, you can testify like the woman in John chapter 4. He made a believer out of me. I ain't gonna finish until I get through this thing, that I feel some unbelief in the house. So in John chapter 5, the Bible says there was a man at the pool of Bethesda, had been there for 38 years, could not walk, waiting on the trouble of the water. But Jesus showed up and said, do you want to be made whole? The man started giving him excuses. I ain't got nobody to help me when the water is troubled to put me in the pool. Jesus said, I don't need your excuses. Don't want your alibi. Don't want your reason. Do you want to be made whole? And the Bible says that Jesus looked at him, said, rise, take up your bed and walk. And from that day, without the troubling of the water, that man got up with victory in his legs and began to walk. Because can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Is there anybody in here can testify today that you were once lame, couldn't walk, couldn't move, had immobility, but since Jesus showed up and told you to get up, you walk with confidence, you walk with joy, you walk with victory, and you can testify, he made a believer out of me. Is there anybody in here who can testify that in John chapter 6 there's a whole lot of people who were hungry after a long day of church, and Jesus said, do we have any food to feed these 5,000 men, not including the women and children? And said, we got a boy here, ain't got no money, ain't got much food, but we got a boy here with 5 loaves and 2 small fish. But what are they among so many? Jesus said, make them sit down, because I can show you better than I can tell you. And the Bible says he broke the loaves, he broke the fish, gave thanks, gave it to the disciples. Disciples gave it to the people. And at the end of the day, they had 12 baskets full left over as a testimony that God will stretch your resources. He'll stretch your money. He'll stretch your food. He'll stretch your gas. He'll stretch your patience. Is there anybody in here who has seen God stretch some stuff? Seen God lengthen some stuff? Seen God show up in your life, and you can testify. I don't care what anybody else says. He made a believer out of me. Is there anybody in here a believer today? Won't he make a way for you? Won't he open doors for you? Won't he provide for you? Say yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. Is there a believer? Is there a believer Say yeah!